Hello, friends. I'm back with my friend Diane.
Hi.
Again.
3 times, right?
And this time she's going to wear her homeschooling mom hat.
Okay. Homeschooling mom.
Okay, so I've got some friends who are watching this who just have littles and are kind of considering homeschooling and just wondering what it's like. And apparently Diane has 4 kids,
Yes, 4.
not 5, which I just learned after how many years?
I had a missing child somewhere hidden. I don't know.
I've been tutoring your cat while you were away. I haven't sent you the bill yet.
I think that's the 5th child.
Ray is such a good learner.
Yes, she is. She's a smart cat.
She is. Even when my dog's at their house, they teach him tricks. They cannot help himself.
Yes.
Homeschooling family 100%.
Yes, the cat learns like a dog.
She does.
We teach her tricks like a dog.
When she wants treats, she's just like, I'm like, why are you giving me your paw? You're a cat. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
She's doing it all. Here's all my tricks. Tricks for treats.
She cannot help herself. So, started out, young couple, you have 1. Now, were you planning on homeschooling Bridget? She is the oldest, Bridget.
Yes, Bridget is the oldest, and I was not planning on homeschooling. Originally, I didn't even think about it.
That's me too.
I
was like, no, why would you do that?
Yeah, and then you know what? I really never heard of homeschooling. Oh,
yeah.
Homeschooling, I think it was just a word, but it wasn't something I really thought about or knew. So I have to say my mother-in-law was my inspiration for homeschooling. Okay. She listened to Focus on the Family a lot, and then she heard a lot about homeschooling families and how beneficial it is, and good for your children, especially if you're staying home.
This is so funny because so many families, it's the mother-in-law is opposed to it. It's not normally the mother-in-law's idea. So this is really funny.
Yeah, because my mother-in-law were really close.
Yeah.
So she told me about homeschooling, and because I was staying at home with Bridget at the time, she said, I think you could do homeschooling. And I'm like, what's homeschooling? And then I looked things up about homeschooling, and then got in touch with the right groups and people, and then I found out about homeschooling, and then that's how I got started with homeschooling.
Wow.
Yes.
That's so different. Ours was, we knew homeschoolers in the family, and it was like, I loved school. Why wouldn't I send mine to school? And then he was miserable at school, and then he insisted on it. It was my son who actually asked for it.
Well, look at that. Your son's the one that asked for homeschooling.
At 6, it was the kid who wanted to be homeschooled.
Like, what?
Yeah. I made him prove that he would do work.
Yeah. I mean, nobody knew in my family what homeschooling was. And then after my mother-in-law told me, then Craig was on board with it, of course, and he's supported the homeschooling thing for all these years. He would never go back,
Yeah. I know, because once you start it, it's such a good lifestyle.
Yeah.
I can't imagine going back, and like even the family field trips and vacations, and you're just... because mine actually did 2 years of public school, and I saw him for like a half an hour a day. It was ridiculous. Like, I hated it. And even knowing about homeschooling, though, I didn't know. I don't know. I just didn't understand it, and it's so different. Your family is so different, I feel like. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I feel, homeschooling brings you closer to your children.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely. And you just have that closeness because you're with them all day, but it doesn't mean that they're sheltered from the outside world. No. The homeschooling community has a lot of support groups, co-ops.
I know, there's so much.
Yeah,
I had no idea there was that much when we started.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, is a lot of people don't know there's a lot of things to get their children involved. A lot of people think it's just a sheltered environment.
Right.
So,
and how many different co-ops or programs are you using right now? Because remember, she has 4 kids.
Yes, 4 kids. I am in 2 co-ops right now, and using one homeschooling curriculum for Noah, who's the 3rd. But the oldest is almost done with college. She'll be graduating. The second one is graduating from high school, and she's with a co-op.
And she's in college.
And she's in college. She's a dual enrollment student, so she's taking a college course. So I really have 2 to homeschool at home. I have the 2 youngest. So the one is in 8th grade, and then the youngest is 2nd grade.
Really? He's 8th grade? I thought he was 9th this year.
No.
But that is so typical because the homeschoolers, it's so hard to keep track of what grade they're in. Because if they excel in one subject, you just let them do the advanced. Exactly. You just push them up and they can do the next one. So he's doing algebra this year. For some reason, I thought he was...
Maybe that's why.
Freshman,
yeah. Algebra 1.
Well, and he's so darn tall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then, I mean, hello, my kids forget what grade they're in, too.
Yeah.
You know, you go out there, homeschoolers, what grade are you in? And then...
I don't know. Well, like, for
what
subject?
Look at mommy. They look at mommy. They look at me. I'm going, go on, you don't know what grade you're in.
I mean, and Jonah's doing so well. I can't keep track of what grade he's in.
Yeah.
Because he's probably... grade. Yeah.
I have to start all over with this one, you know. 6 years between the 3rd and the 4th, so...
It's kind of fun.
It is fun.
I hope it's fun.
It is fun. It is fun. Because knowing that Jonah's the last one, and I'm going, okay, this is it after, you know.
Yeah, and he's the not quiet one, so.
Yeah.
I think if he was still quiet and you had to start over, it might be harder.
Yeah.
It's a little, because he's very energetic and
very
fun
energetic. Yeah. Gotta keep him still. That's the challenge there, you know. Yeah, but it's interesting. Life is interesting when you homeschool.
So how do you keep it all organized with that many kids doing different things? I know you've got different systems in the house. Yeah.
You know, when they were younger, I mean, it's different now just because I have just the 2. But I guess when I had maybe 3 at the most homeschooling because Jonah is 6 years, you know.
Right. So by the time he started, Bridget was finished.
Exactly.
So that worked out.
And then Sydney was also another one that I didn't really have to, you know, do much with because she was in a co-op, or you were teaching her. So, but when they were the 3, then, you know, their age range, it's also the age range. They were 3 years apart from each other. And you know, depending on the course that you're working with, you can have all 3 of them do the same book. And that's helpful.
Like Apology of Science is one that you can do.
That's what I was
thinking. Actually have in the book.
Yeah.
So if you're in public or private school, they haven't seen that.
Mm-hmm.
So Apology actually has different levels of exercises. You have the same basic course material, but they have extension activities so that you can do it with multiple ages, extra reading or assignments for the older kids so that you can all study the same thing.
Mm-hmm. And then the younger one just maybe colors a picture or, you know,
trace out the words.
Yeah, or draw something of what he or she remembers from what he read. So that's helpful when you have multiple kids homeschooling is to try with science and history too. You know, we'll do that with history.
Oh, yeah. When John David was in, we had a small group first, and we did unit studies.
Yeah.
So, everybody was studying technically the same thing, so we could get together for field trips.
Yes.
And days they'd give all the reports together to each other, presentations, but they were all studying at different levels, whatever their appropriate level was, but it was the same material. So history and science are really great for that.
Yeah, those 2. Now, when they get older, then also the older one can also help with the younger one.
Yeah.
I found that helpful. You know, if I'm busy with the youngest one, then the older one could be, you know, it's usually more independent, the older ones. Or if I'm working with someone who's in one of the kids in the middle, then the older one can you go over that with the younger one? You know, kind of go over if he needs any help, then the older one can help out with that. So it's possible.
It is possible.
It's possible.
Even with 4 kids, possibly with 5.
Yeah, it's a juggling act. Doable.
But all your kids love animals, so having your pets in the house, you have rabbits, and now they've traditionally had dogs, but now they have a cat.
Always dog people, and this is our first year with a cat.
A fun thing for your kids. They take a break and they end up teaching your animals different tricks.
That's true. Yes.
But that's one of the blessings of homeschooling too. If any of the kids have anxiety, that you have pets loose in the room.
Yeah. Yep.
Sometimes when I tutored on the porch, I'd let one of the rabbits out. And it made a world of difference. The relaxation level in the kids.
It is. You're right. I didn't think of that. But then you can take a break and it's like, okay, they go play with the cat. Or before it was go play with the dog or let the dog out or whatever. But it is a good stress release,
It is.
having the dog. I mean, it's good for us too.
I know. So our kids have access to it all the time. Now colleges have rooms with puppies during finals, but we have it all the time.
Exactly. Yeah. I loved having a dog right by me next to my lap and all that. Yeah. It was very calming and soothing,
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. And I tended to do a lot more hands-on learning. So sometimes when the younger kids would come for science, we play like that board game. It's a board game, but we use a whole room to play it. You've probably never seen it.
No.
Oh, yeah. I think the girls have played it. It's actually from Junior Master Gardener's curriculum is one of them. That's where I got the idea. So you can do it with anything. You laminate an 8.5 by 11 sheet, or you don't have to laminate, but they will destroy it in time.
Okay.
You can tape it to the floor or lay it out. Lay your board game out on the floor, and they have to hop. They have to physically move from piece to piece.
What?
Yeah, it's really fun.
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, but you can do it with any board game.
So it's
any
kind of
educational
like
board
Twister,
game.
except you're kind of hopping.
But you're moving, but you have to earn the right to move to the spot.
Got it. Yeah, so of course they're learning at the same time.
Right. So you can have those big activities that are hard to do in a classroom. Now, when I did it at camp when I was a naturalist too, I had some. But what they would do is their counselor, they'd make a crown or some kind of piece. So they'd dress up their counselor as their pawn and get to move their counselor around, which also made it fun. Dressing up the counselor always makes it fun for them.
I could see you. But it's
the kind of fun stuff that you can really do because you have small classes. Even if you do a co-op, I mean, the largest class I've had in a co-op has been like 13. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I've never had really big.
I mean, that's big enough.
10 is the normal number, I feel like.
Yeah, that's a good number.
5 to 10.
20's too much.
Yeah.
So
the co-ops tend to keep smaller classes so that you can do all kinds of fun activities and every kid's involved. Yeah. So if you don't know about co-ops and academies, we have different kinds. The one that we belong to, TGIF, is a co-op but for Specials Day. So it's all kinds of normally really fun activities.
Yeah,
now
like
the high schoolers,
enrichment classes.
Yeah, enrichment classes. The high schoolers are have something more hardcore, but the younger guys can have just hands-on science classes. Classes that are actually
art,
just
science, dance, chess,
ukulele,
whatever.
Oh, there was Irish dance for a while, wasn't there?
Exactly. Yeah, there was Irish dance, there was ballet. Noah did chess, and this past semester and loved it. But it's everything you can think of, to have fun,
right? And
kind of let loose from the school books, you know.
And then the other kind is like a 2-day-a-week academy, more like.
It could be 1 or 2 days, and that's the other one we belong with. Is Cornerstone, and it's more academic.
Right, and so the teacher goes over the lesson, but they do a lot of the work at home.
Yes.
But the teacher is there to support them in a classroom setting once or twice a week.
Yeah, and that can range from from first grade all the way up to high school and kindergarten.
We still have time. So, and you said Noah's in a new program for you.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about what you've done with him?
Noah is doing a Catholic online curriculum, and it's you pick and choose all the courses, and there are so many to choose from. Depending on the study, you can choose whatever type of history you want to do, whatever type of science, and they have recorded videos. So you can either get them live, an instructor, or you can get them recorded. And we do the recorded just because it fits with an hour schedule to just kind of play them when you need. And so you just pick whatever course you want to take.
It's that great flexibility of homeschooling.
Yeah, exactly. So I just picked, I asked him, Noah, what do you want to take for history? What do you want to do with that? Just register for him, and then they just come on your laptop and you get on there, listen to the instructor, and then they give you all the assignments and the quizzes online too.
Oh, nice. So you get all the grading done for those classes?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, there's certain things like papers you need to grade yourself. Okay. But, after the quiz, then you get your grade there.
But at the quizzes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's helpful. That takes a lot of off your plate.
Yes. It does.
Okay. Well, anything else you would want people to know about homeschooling?
It's possible. For those who don't know if they can do it, and like I said, there's
because some people grow up with it and we didn't. We had to find it out ourselves. And you got online.
I wanted Noah to be more independent because I have my second grader that I wanted to spend more time with. So there's the online, thing about it. But you just have to look at things, look out there, look online, look at your resources and support groups.
Yeah, I would definitely say you can find something for every learning style.
You can.
That's the thing.
There are different learning styles.
Whereas if you're in public or private school, you're kind of that's the teacher you get.
Exactly. Yep.
But
you can
kind of
structure your curriculum the way you want. You know,
Right.
you don't have to stick to that math, or you can change it up. That's what's really good about
change the
homeschooling.
order or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. In some kids, it makes a big difference in motivation.
Yeah.
As to what order you do things or what history they're studying, they might be more motivated depending on
the way they learn.
Subject.
You know, maybe they're more hands-on, like you did a lot of hands-on.
We did.
And maybe, you know, your kid's more book. And so there is, depending on the child, they're learning, you know, I change books sometimes because I go, okay, that one might not work with so-and-so, so I'll try that. But
And when I tutor, I'm very visual. I use the rainbow colors on the dry erase board and very wacky hands-on projects.
Fun. Deanne is a fun teacher.
I was thinking the other day about the digestive system that we made out of common household items.
My kids have fun with Deanne.
We do crazy things, and then sometimes I hear the kids describing to their parents what they did, and I'm like, yes. We did make baby birds' nests, and the boys said, I feel like birds use their mouths. Do they possibly spit on them to help them stay together better? And I was like, try it out. See if it works. Good hypothesis.
Yeah.
So I had a backyard full of middle school boys spitting on mud. And did you know that this bird nest that they made?
No!
They did, but it worked so much better. I won't tell you which boy came up with that idea, but it was a good hypothesis, and they were willing to test it out.
Exactly. Yeah, who knew that would lead to, you know, an experiment?
It was a good breakthrough, though. I don't know that birds actually spit in their... Some do. I feel like some do.
Yeah,
so that was...
Some do, too.
I just can't think of the exact birds. Maybe hummingbirds, mud wrens.
You would know.
Is mud wren a thing? I can see the nest in my head, and like I can see the bird, but I can't come up with the name.
No. Is there mud wren, too?
I feel like mud hens nest on the ground.
Yeah.
This is it. When you get out of teaching something for a little while, you kind of need to freshen up on it. But
you're the expert.
That's the thing, but you're constantly learning new things.
Yeah.
That's one of the fun things as a mom.
That's the funny thing is, that we learn as we go, too, you know.
Constantly relearning new things. Relearning new things.
Yeah.
But you learn the same thing over and over, but in a new way with each kid, really.
You do.
I know. This has gone kind of long, so I hope YouTube takes it.
Yeah, that's right.
Or we'll have to edit some of this out. We don't want to have to do that for you.
Yeah, okay.
So pray for Diane because she's lost a child. No, she's only ever had 4. I don't know why today I keep saying she has 5. It's just become a joke. She's not.
I didn't lose one, really.
She didn't lose one on the last field trip.
She's just away on a study abroad trip.
Yeah, there is one gone. We've talked about Bridget is down in Ecuador.
Yes, she's in Ecuador.
Pretty exciting stuff.
2
So
weeks,
keep praying for her. Pray for Diane and all those homeschooling moms.
Pray for their safety back.
Yeah. Where are they today?
They are headed to the Galapagos Islands today. So, yeah.
And that's pretty exciting. I know we all can't wait for her to come back. Like have fun, but come back soon and tell us. I know. Okay, so friends, God bless, take care, pray for all those homeschool moms fighting the good fight.
Yes.
God
Bye.
Bless. Bye.